Hey guys, welcome to the fourth week of January 2023. We're in some pretty epic times right now. We had Uranus station direct in the sky yesterday. From now through January 29th, we are in some very divine intervention, divine timing, divine alignment energy. Encounters, interactions, opportunities, conversations, what we're learning, what we're thinking about, what we're talking about, the awareness that we're gaining now, what we're awakening to now is going to hold a special significance in the future unfolding course of events and the trajectory of growth that everything is being propelled towards now. We are also in the energy this week, I feel like really concluding, resolving, completion, tying up loose ends in regards to things that actually may have begun 2 to 3 years ago. I feel like there's some energy coming through that is likely to show us why certain things in the past happened in the context of where we're at now and these divinely aligned and divinely timed opportunities, conversations, encounters, awarenesses that are coming to us now, that we're gaining now. So very interesting times that we are in this week, you guys. Could be a bit strange. Expect the unexpected. Very strong Uranus energy going on. Let's get into our chart for Monday. Let's look at how this energy is coming together for us to start this week and what it might mean for us in our experience on the ground. Welcome back to my channel, you guys. Today is Monday, January 23rd, 2023. My name is Aubrey. This is your astrological outlook of the day. If you guys stick with me till the end of the report, we're also going to be looking at some tarot cards. I have done a collective tarot reading for us today, as I often do, because I really just like to tap the field from more than one modality so that we can get a better, more well-rounded, energetic representation of what's playing out for us on any given day, especially on Mondays, like to start the week. So anyways, we're going to do that as well, but we're starting with the astrology. And it is a week, you guys. We need to recap a little bit. We are coming out yesterday on the 22nd was the day that Uranus stationed direct. That was actually like part 3 of this buildup in intensity of this Uranian energy that went on over the weekend. We had the sun move into Aquarius on Friday. On Saturday, we had our new moon in Aquarius, sun and moon aligning in Aquarius. On Sunday, we had Uranus stationed direct while the moon was still in Aquarius. This is literally like it's hard to think of a stronger Uranian influence than what we had going on over this past couple days. And Uranus is the great rectifier. Uranus brings blessings in disguise. Uranus is shocks and upsets and things happening suddenly and a lot of times disturbingly upsetting our comfort zone in the sign of Taurus. But it's really trying to awaken us to something. It's trying to shake us out of something. And with Uranus in the sign of Taurus right now and all this Uranian energy, it's really trying to show us, our authentic truth and help us to be real with ourselves and others in the context of relationship dynamics and in terms of what we value, and also helping us to discover or rediscover our authentic wells of potential within us, really, and figure out what we can do with those and how to cultivate and utilize them in this process of self-actualization that universe is propelling us towards right now, as we are in a transition of ages. And because we are transitioning into the age of Aquarius, this is about, Aquarius is the sign of the future and of potential and of destiny. And it's about activating our destiny in alignment with discovering our purpose and discovering our potential and utilizing that coming online. So that is this great awakening, you guys, that is such a buzzword over this past couple years and that we're moving towards now. It's really this process of collective self-actualization and rediscovering our own personal power, which is also going to be a major theme over this 2023 year, as Pluto is also going to be moving into the sign of Aquarius. But anyways, let's not get too abstract or ahead of ourselves. Let's narrow back down into this energy that we're dealing with now. And with Uranus now, like I said, I do feel like a lot of what is coming into play, is coming into fruition now, may be related somehow, or a next chapter, or a follow-up to things that have been trying to rearrange themselves and have been shifting and adjusting over this past couple of years. Uranus throughout 2022, 2021, since basically the end of 2020, the beginning of 2021, has been in a sustained square with Saturn. And so this has been the primary Uranus influence that has been underway over this period of time. And Saturn has been in the sign of Aquarius, which is ruled by both both Uranus and Saturn. So, you know, there's been this ongoing dynamic over this past couple of years of foundations, right? Saturn structures that have been limiting us from seeing our true authentic potential. Saturn in the sign of Aquarius being just like totally shaken and disturbed, and the tower crumbling sort of with the Saturn square Uranus influence from the signs of Taurus to Aquarius. These are fixed signs too. This is about breaking through resistances that had been keeping us from seeing our own like future potential, that had been keeping us and the potential within us as well, and like the opportunities and stuff that represents for us, essentially aligning with an experience going forward that is much more fulfilling to us on that soul-based level as well. Anyways, though, that being said, it's like with the Uranus direct energy as we have it now and this really strong Aquarius influence, I feel like things that were working themselves out over this past Uranus-Saturn square over this past several years, now that this square has finally separated and Uranus is now going direct after having been retrograde for the last previous square between Saturn and Uranus that we had not long ago. This energy is finally over. We're finally moving away from it. And now that Uranus is direct, you know, I feel like things are being righted. Things are getting back on track. Things are moving forward along a trajectory that is different, obviously, now than what it was then. But it's like without those things having happened, where we are at now couldn't have come to fruition in the way that it needed to, so that what is coming next can happen properly. But generally, okay, let's get back to today, to this week. Uranus direct, all planets direct, a week of momentum, opportunity, things falling into place, sort of like these magical ways. And I feel that while we are in this window now, which I feel like is, like I said, between now and January 29th, over this next 3 months, it's going to be amazing to see the changes in the progress that happen. Watched. It's probably going to be quite mind-blowing. It's probably going to be very fast-paced. It's probably going to be very unexpected. And it will just be like one of those periods of time where so much happens that then like we need to kind of like catch up with ourselves. But that's what we have pending. Uranus station direct yesterday in correspondence with our entrance into Aquarius season. It's time now, you guys. We've got all direct planets. We are taking off on a new adventure to activate our destiny, to pursue our true purpose. And like simultaneously, this is us assisting in this transition of ages. The transition of ages happens because it's a collective process. It's a collective energetic shift, and we're all playing our role. You know, when we're going through this process, when we're like gaining this awareness, when we're going through this awakening, when we are recalibrating and retuning our frequency in alignment with these new vibrations that are coming in now, like we're really like our job, and part of the reason why this process of self-actualization is so important also is because this is how we create the transition of the age of Aquarius. Like it's not just something that happens, it does happen as above, so below, but it's like we also simultaneously create it through how we respond to the changing vibrations and frequencies that are coming in now. So we're also assisting in this process through the changes that we are making with ourselves. So in terms of specifically today, we begin the day with the moon in the sign of Aquarius. We are still in this very strong Aquarius energy. Now, another dimension of the energy that's playing out, which I also find to be very interesting, is Venus is very much wrapped up into the Uranian vibes right now. She, yesterday, when Uranus station direct, was in an exact conjunction to Saturn, who's the other ruler of Aquarius. See, right now we have Saturn ruling. He's the original ancient ruler of Aquarius in the sign of Aquarius. And we have Uranus in Taurus, while we have Venus in the sign of Aquarius. So Venus and Uranus are actually in a mutual reception right now, which means their energies are blended. And Saturn and Venus are in a conjunction right now, which is also to some extent like blending their energies. And both of these, Saturn and Uranus, are the co-rulers of the sign of Aquarius. So there's a very Venusian aspect to how this energy is unfolding as well. Venus and Saturn together, this is refinement. This is traditional beauty. This is like the heights of like art and expression through self-discipline and focus and concentration. This is a more like traditional and conservative expression of the feminine energy as well, but then also in the context of the Venus Uranus energy. This is energy that wants to detach from anything that is not truly resonating with it on that like heart and soul based level. This is vibratory communion, sort of. This is like a meeting of the minds and therefore a meeting of the hearts, and a desire to detach and to free ourselves from anything that makes us feel stifled or makes us feel trapped in the expression of this refined beauty that we're simultaneously talking about when we have Venus in the conjunction to Saturn. So this is also a period where there is just a greater desire to align with our values, to sort of take things slow, to maybe be a bit more like traditional and conservative about things, refinement, focus, precision, detail oriented, appreciation for like traditional beauty and stuff like that. Also commitments. We're very commitment oriented when we have Venus and Saturn in a conjunction together. There's a love for work. There's a love for tradition. There's a love for beauty. There's a love for also like being just more isolated, and with the Uranus aspect, like on the same page as people. So this is not a very social energy. Even though we're talking about all of this air sign energy, people are going to be definitely seeking out like-minded, meeting of the mind people. This is a more just like fine-tuned vibration in terms of how we're looking to relate and how we're looking to get along with others. Again, I feel like this is actually fantastic energy for any type of like business partnership or business relationship or financial deal, or I mean, Venus is finances as well. Venus is love, Venus is relationships, but Venus is also money. But on the same extent, Saturn also restricts things, it also limits things, it also represses things. So this is not a very lovey-dovey energy. This is not a very like over-the-top, affectionate, warm and fuzzy energy. But it is a very loyal energy, and it is about like the practical considerations, and it does, like I said, repress things, limit things, hold them back. On one extent, there could definitely be some unexpected or some shocking like financial drawbacks or resource-based drawbacks or limitations or supply chain restrictions, being overly controlled, being overly held back over this next period of time in a way that is like unexpected or unanticipated. But it will lead to some type of greater awareness that we're gaining as well. And it will also lead to a detachment from things that haven't been working as well, as another dimension of that. But, you know, on the same or on the flip side of that, this is also, you know, the deals that are being made now, like they're in the financial partnerships and agreements and stuff like that. Like they have an opportunity to be very successful, very enduring, very long lasting, because there's a level of just like, we're not missing anything. Like we're crossing all the T's, we are dotting all the I's, we've got everything, you know, all the ducks in a row, and we're just paying attention to the details. There's the focus, there's the concentration, and there's an alignment with, you know, this authentic truth as well, and not committing ourselves. That's what it is. Like that's what it really, I feel like this energy ultimately boils down to. Like we're not committing ourselves to things that don't resonate with like the truth of our heart, or that we like don't feel right to us on this like deeper soul-based level. We're cutting ties from things that are out of alignment with our authentic truth, or that we feel like are stifling our growth or potential, or that are making us uncomfortable, or that are disturbing our ability to like experience just a sense of inner peace and stuff like that internally. Also, this is about justice as well. We're talking about Venus. This is the 7th house. This is the scales. This is also Libra. You know, I really am interpreting the Venus energy more so right now in terms of the Taurus dimension of things, because Uranus is in the sign of Taurus, and Venus obviously co-rules Taurus and Libra, but Venus also rules balance and peace and harmony, and Saturn is the judge and the disciplinarian in the sign of Aquarius about truth, authentic truth. So this is also a period of time where things that have been unjust or out of balance or not harmonized or unfair in any type of a way receive perhaps some type of karmic reckoning, some type of harsh judgment, or just some type of accountability as well. Accountability, that's another dimension of this in finances, in resources, in love, in romance, and partnerships, financial agreements and arrangements. Saturn, Venus in a conjunction, that is with Uranus there, unexpected karmic backlash in terms of these Venusian, Taurian, Libra themes. If there has been some type of lack of justice or something that's been unfair going on or something like underhanded or shady. Remember, we're also coming out of this Sun conjunct Pluto energy. The new moon itself actually was in conjunction to Pluto from a different sign, Pluto in Capricorn, but a lot of exposing going on of underhanded things, corruption, abuses of power that have been going on behind the surface as well. And so this is also a period of time right now in an energy that is demanding accountability. So that may be something else that we see coming through this week as well. But, in terms of the energy today, we are in this Aquarius moon energy. This Uranus energy is just so strong. It's sort of just all blending together a little bit right now because, we've had this 3-day progressions and now Uranus, is direct. That happened yesterday, but we still have this Aquarius moon, and now we're about to have Mercury moving into aspect with Uranus for the third time as well because of the retrograde processes. So today we start the day with this Aquarius moon. This is also like electric, like just high stuff happening at a high speed, like an inability to relax perhaps. There could be sort of a sense of like nervous tension or nervous anxiety, like anxiety or nervous tension, stuff like that in the air. We may just like feel this sense of like something coming or just like electrified in some type of a way. Also yearning or an urge or desire to experience something new or something different, something real, to really like feel alive. That is what this Uranus energy can do as well. And then, but also with Saturn, Venus, this is also like a commitment to our values and to what we find to be important right now. So if we find the most important thing right now is our authenticity and our realness and our truth, then perhaps changing something up or doing something dynamic or drastically different could be that adherence to this value. So it's interesting to see there's multiple ways that this energy could play out, but that's basically what this is stating. We may be feeling today and over the course of this week and over this past couple days as well, because like I said, this Uranus energy has been building and is just ever present, like the most relevant vibration I feel like that we have going on right now. Anyways, today, the most notable feature, I would say, of our energy outside of the Uranus situation is that we have Mercury coming into exact trine and sextile to the north and the south nodes of the moon today. This is an energy that has been present for a while as well. Mercury stationed to go direct 1 degree out of this exact aspect. So everything since the 18th when Mercury stationed, and even a little bit before that when Mercury was at this degree, has been about these divinely timed or divinely aligned information situations going on, either an awareness that we're gaining or an interaction or a conversation or encounter that's coming into being or something that we're learning or something that we're seeing perhaps pertaining to the past that is tying up these loose ends or that's changing things for us and the decisions that we're going to make going forward in some type of way as well. Well, that is being exactly activated today. We are in like the heights of this energy. And this is why I'm saying between now, today, the 23rd, and January 29th, we are in this period of, it's like this insane window for, and I know I keep saying these same words, but it's these divinely timed and divinely aligned things coming through. News, information, mindset shifts, encounters, interactions, and opportunities. We have the Mercury aligning with the trining. This is the facilitating energy, the north node, the destiny point, the next phase of growth, what we're learning, the path that we're walking down next, where we're being pulled towards. In the sign of Taurus, Mercury in the sign of Capricorn, this is earth-based energy. This has to do with things happening in the actual world. This is actually the trajectory to our manifestation and our goals and our money and, our material stability and abundance. That is the type of stuff that whatever we're finding out, the awareness that we're gaining, what we're learning about, what we're talking about is likely to be pertaining to. And so we have the exact trine of Mercury in the north node today. And then on the 29th, we're going to have the exact trine of Mercury and Uranus. Uranus, who is ruling the cycle, Uranus, who is ruling the day, Uranus, who is ruling the month, Uranus, who is ruling the next 2,000 years, because we're moving into the age of Aquarius, actually, if we want to be very specific. So, and Uranus is the great rectifier. Uranus brings these shocks and surprises and puts things right, and is the lightning striking the tower and all of that. We talk about Uranus all the time, but this will be Mercury's third pass at the trine with Uranus. Again, this facilitating information, and in the context of the Mercury North Node conjunction, and then 6 days in between that and Mercury trining Uranus, I do feel like this 6-day period, we are likely to have our eyes open to something if we haven't already, or gain some type of significant awareness about something that impacts the trajectory of the future and realigns things in a better way for us somehow. So we're in that energy right now. Significant and unexpected revelations, awakenings, connections, opportunities coming into play, things moving forward quickly. Of course, we also have all of these planets going direct right now. So that is contributing to that as well. And things that have been building, things that have been trying to come into fruition, things that have been rearranging themselves deep within us over the course of 2022 are ready to propel us forward in this new direction. And universe is bringing the opportunities, divinely timed, at this point in time that can meet us where we're at in terms of the growth that we've made over this retrograde process. So that's where we're at today, you guys. Major financial, material, commitment, family-based dynamic to this. Like I said, these are the things that are likely to be, that we're likely to be thinking, talking, deciding, pondering, discovering, whatever it is about, impacting also work goals, financial stability, material security, abundance, resources, partnerships, things being fixed, realigned, coming full circle. We do also, in their exact trine today, have Mercury at 10 degrees of Capricorn. That Sabian symbol is an albatross feeding from the hand of a sailor. And we have the North Node right now at 10 degrees of Taurus, a Red Cross nurse. So in terms of the context of how things are falling into place and the deals that are being made and the relationships that are being formed and the encounters and interactions that are going on and the awareness that is to be had in this energy, we're protected. There's a divine intervention underway right now, and we need to maintain our faith and our focus in working towards our goals at this point in time with all this Aquarius energy. Our dedication and our focus and our commitment, Saturn, needs to be to our value and to our personal truth and to like the truth of our heart. Venus in a conjunction to Saturn, and we need to be able to detach ourselves right now from anything that would wish to limit or block or hinder or stifle the growth along those lines, because in this new energy that's coming in, that is ultimately what is going to lead to our ability to manifest much more fulfilling experiences going forward. Whereas in the past, you guys, we may have found that like our success came through manipulating ourselves or situations in order to achieve a certain outcome based on appealing to other people's egos. It's not going to operate like that anymore. What is going to gain the power going forward, and it's not to say that this is going to happen overnight, it's likely to be a slow process, but more and more and more we're going to notice that the respect and the admiration and the power is going to accumulate around people who are acting and behaving out of their authentic truth and their merit and their individual uniqueness and their individual skill. We will find that actually this is where people are gravitating towards, and it won't be so much anymore about appeasing egos. It will be more so about authenticity and the merit speaking for itself, and that being, what draws people in. But anyways, that is just a theme that is likely to be incoming over the coming years. That being said, now is the time for sure. We need to stop fighting against ourselves. We need to stop working against the changes that are happening now. This is really a time where we need to surrender to the transformations, because that, like I just said, is what is going to get us our best result in the end. And, it might be very uncomfortable because, like I said, we may have been used to and we may have been conditioned into doing, behaving, acting, doing things in a certain way because, like, Pavlov's dogs or whatever, that is what got the specific result. But we're going to find that if we continue to do things in that way, despite the signs and the changes and the realignments that universe is making for us now, we're going to find that we are actually working against our own success. And when we surrender to these changes, and when we, start making this subtle shifts that we're being called to at this point in time, that is when the doors are going to open. That is when the resistances will be lifted. And the more that we are operating out of an alignment with like our passions and our authentic truth and being real with ourselves and others, the more opportunities are going to come to us, and the more sense of self-empowerment we will gain internally. And therefore, the more of a commanding role we will actually begin to play in all of the external dynamics of our lives and our world as well. So, it's also a process of coming back into a place of self-empowerment, which is something that we're going to be talking a lot about this year as well, when Pluto, and over the coming years with Pluto moving into the sign of Aquarius, because that really is, Aquarius is the sign of both the individual and the collective of humanity, which makes sense because, microcosm, macrocosm, what is happening with the individual a lot of times can be extrapolated to the collective. But we're talking about Pluto coming into Aquarius, and Pluto ruling power in all of its forms. There is a myriad of different impacts that this energy will have, but it's going to do a lot to empower the collective of humanity through empowering the individual into their authentic truth. And that's just the direction that we're going in. But like I said, you guys, now is the time to open to receive the new opportunities that are coming and the new timeline that we are adjusting and attuning to now. We need to embrace the transformations, because a failure to embrace the transformations is the only thing that will block our trajectory to fulfillment on both a material level and like an emotional soul-based level as well. And that being said, now I want to transition into talking about the tarot for a minute, because really what I was just referring to is coming from the message that came out of the tarot today, but it is just a very close correlation to the astrology messages that are coming out right now as well. So let's talk about the tarot for a second now, you guys. We've got a bunch of cards coming out today, and they're really, as I said, doing a good job describing the astrology that I feel like is coming through as well. So the first card that we have coming out is Death in reverse, followed by the Page of Pentacles, followed by the Five of Wands in reverse, followed by the King of Pentacles, followed by the Ten of Cups, you guys. And then we had the Ace of Pentacles as well. And then on the back of the deck, we had the Eight of Pentacles in reverse and the Empress, the Emperor in reverse after that. Now, in the context of these cards, how they're coming out today, if we specifically just look at the order of the cards and the cards that are upright and the cards that are reversed. First of all, the first card that we have coming out is Death reversed. We also have the Five of Wands reversed. We also have the Eight of Pentacles reversed. And then we have the Emperor reversed. This is telling me right here, you guys, the Death card, this is associated with transformation. This is metamorphosis. This is the Phoenix rising energy. This is regeneration. When we have Death in reverse, this is not transforming. This is not regenerating. This is resisting the changes that are before us, I feel like in this case. And then, with the Five of Wands in reverse, this is like conflict, internal conflict. And then with the Eight of Wands in reverse, this is like not doing the work, or an inability to work, or an inability to get things done and to be successful, to produce a successful outcome. And then the Emperor reverse obviously is about sort of like not being in our power, not being on top of our game. Then when we look at the cards, you guys, that we had upright today, we have the Page of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. This is an entire progression from an idea or an opportunity to a successful, established outcome. And then we have the Ten of Cups. This is like the ultimate in emotional fulfillment. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles. This is a divinely timed, like blessed opportunity for something. So this is all about, these upright cards are all about these opportunities, these new opportunities in divine timing, in divine alignment, that have a potential to not only lead to like a massive sense of self-empowerment empowerment and material physical abundance and stability and fulfillment, but also fulfillment on an emotional and a soul level, and in terms of our family, and in terms of just feeling whole and abundant inside. So when we put these, these sequences of cards together, what we're really talking about, and the way that they came out, it's death in reverse, like an inability to transform, not going with the flow of things, resisting the transformations is blocking, our opportunities and our ability to come into this state of power and into this sense of emotional fulfillment. And not being self-reflective right now, not doing the work, not going through this process of transformation ultimately is keeping us out of the state of self-empowerment that really could transform our experience of our reality going forward, moving into this new energy and moving into the future. So, I feel like ultimately, like I said, like what this message, what this energy is saying is that it's very important to surrender to the changes that are happening now, to acknowledge what we're discovering within us and the ideas that are coming to us, what we're passionate about, and to believe in the potential that exists there, because it really does have the potential to grow into something very stable and very beautiful if we are not working against ourselves and keeping ourselves from coming to this place of power because of self-doubt or just a resistance to going through the process and taking a risk. Because again, this Uranus energy, like, it's not comfortable. Like, it's very unsettling, but it requires, it's the test of faith as well. And it's like when you can have the faith to trust the universe, even through the darkest, most unsettling times, it's like the rewards that come from that when the dust settles and we're able to see clearly why things needed to happen a certain way and start moving from the place of growth that we developed through that process, it really can bring us to this much more elevated experience. And that is what we're being collectively called towards right now. So that is what I have to say in terms of the tarot cards today, you guys. It is all about, like, I feel like these opportunities, this momentum, this forward progress, this forward movement going on at this point in time. So let's grab one more card now. God, Spirit, Universe. We need some advice. We need a message that can help us as we go throughout the course of this week. What should we keep in mind today? What is some guidance that can benefit us as we are navigating this extreme Uranus energy? We've got two cards coming out, so we're going to read both of them. Wow. So crazy. Okay. The first card that's coming out, you guys, it says, don't fight it. What was I just saying? Death in reverse, like Five of Wands in reverse. Like, we don't want to block our own progress by creating a resistance to the changes that universe is trying to bring to us now. So we have don't fight it. And then we also have love equals respect, which Venus conjunct Saturn, like Saturn rules respect, Venus equals love. So very, very timely advice coming through the synchronicity cards. Love equals respect. The children of this world are given in marriage, Luke 20:34. God is love. When true love in the heart unites a man and a woman, it is God joining a couple. When difficulties and arguments occur, dissolve the problem in the light of God's love. Love, goodwill, and understanding are the keys to all human understanding. Respect one another. Refusing to treat another with respect will cause more harm than any other act. So yeah, with Venus in the conjunction to Saturn right now, it will behoove us to just, as this card says, conduct ourselves and our ongoings, our social ongoings especially, with a level of respect at this time. And don't fight it. Release those subject to bondage, Hebrews 2:15. Whatever type of restriction or bondage you find yourself experiencing, don't fight against it mentally. No, God will open up a new door for you and lead you to truth and freedom. So again, like, we are surrendering to what is happening now with the knowledge that our faith may be being tested, but we are maintaining our faith and we are keeping our faith and we are holding the image of where we are going and what we know is true for ourselves in our mind's eye. And we are heading towards some beautiful opportunities, you guys, that are going to open doors for us that we may never could have conceived of or imagined previously. So epic times, magical times. And we should do our best to sort of try to keep a bigger picture over things right now and not get so caught maybe in like the minute details of what's happening if it's a little jarring, and try to see how things are relating in the overall picture and connect some dots if we can as well, because that is also, dots are being connected, okay, like I said, in this energy, and it could be from a couple of years ago. So I'm gonna stop talking now. That's what I have to say today, you guys. Message from the stars, message from the cards. If you guys like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, you guys, share it with your friends if you think they would like this kind of content too. Leave me comments. I'm so grateful for you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate your comments. I really appreciate your feedback. I sincerely like knowing how these energies are affecting you, playing out for you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I have a Facebook page, a Facebook group, and an Instagram, some other social media stuff as well, where I post some shorter, like the reels and content, some other educational astrology stuff, but I also write a blog every day over there that is different than these videos. If you like reading about astrology too, sort of goes with the videos, but it's not the same thing. That I post in my Facebook group every day. Those are, like I said, in the description box below, and come back with me tomorrow, you guys. I am going to do a video for tomorrow. We're not going to have a video for Wednesday this week. Wednesday's kind of got the least stuff going on, so I'll be back tomorrow. I will be back Thursday and then for the weekend, so I will be here. You should be here too. You don't want to miss it, and I will see you then, guys. Have a beautiful Monday, and until next time, bye.